And didn't you live in space?
What's in your wallet?
Here we go. Shayla always gets you. I mean, so far the graphics look good. And then it's got like an Elden Ring, sort of like Devil May Cry action RPG parry style. Dude, that's so clean. This Vindictus, yeah. That's such a clean animation transition from her like doing the uppercut, like the uppercut with the sword, and while she's spinning around, like turning into that big whatever that was beast with that column and just fucking slamming down on their head. You refuse to play a Gooner game, so fingers crossed. You just, did First Descendant kill you?
No!
Looks good, you saw it? I think it looks really good. If it plays like a solid action RPG, it's gonna be great. Like, look at the combat, it looks clean. Like, the animation and the content looks really clean. And I like the fact that they have, like, really flashy attacks, but they don't dilute it with a bunch of on-screen, like, flare and colors that makes it hard to see. Like, you can see distortions around the swords, and you can see really, really fun combat effects, but it's not just noise pollution to your eyes. So I think that the way they did this is really good. What platform is this on? I know it's at least going to be Steam. I don't know what all combats it's going to be on. The combat looks better than you expected. I think it's good. I think that when it comes to like costumes, because I know we've got some friends that just aren't huge in Gooner games anymore, or like the Gooner games are starting to get out of control for them. I'm okay with like some of the fantasy costumes being like a little bit more revealing, as long as the gameplay is still central focus. You can have a game that has fan service as long as the fan service isn't the game, right? I think when a game becomes fan service first and game second,
Drinking out of cups.
you kind of fuck up.
Being a
And I
bitch.
think that some of our favorite games are kind of turning into fan service first and then like game secondary, and I think that's to the detriment of the game. That's not to say that people are just don't want to play the games, you know, because they're like woke. Nobody gives a shit about that. That conversation needs to start to migrate out of gaming, and it needs to be more focused around what people actually give a shit about, which is the content. Is the game good? That's number one. Is there fan service? That's number two. Fan service good for everybody, not just one demographic, then you're great. And then you've got a good game, you know? Thank you, Yuki. I will say MMO was heavy Gooner with their skins. Armors were modest. I think this looks good so far. No, I agree with that, Hunt. Look at these fights, though. Like, if these are, like, somewhat in-engine, like, look how cool this looks. First Descendant looks different. Dude, if they added this to the First Descendant, I would cream my jeans. Yeah, no, I agree. It's really hard to try to like a girl with booba if there's no personality, and it's the same for women who like want to like they don't want to like a one-dimensional male character just because he's stacked. This actually looks neat. Dude, this actually looks really good. So whitelisted on Steam. It's coming out on June 8th for the alpha test, completely open as far as we know. So the other thing I saw, so transparently, I did do some reading on this. From what I read, their prior alpha test, one of the biggest feedbacks they had was that the game was too hard and unapproachable for new players. The combat was too punishing. So in the newest alpha, supposedly they have scaled back some of the difficulty. So I'm curious to see how far back they pared the difficulty. As long as it's not a no-brain game and there's still like a level of difficulty and learning curve to it, I think this game will do really well. But if it's one of those things where Nexon is trying to capture a large audience and they're getting rid of like the unique thing, which is like a little bit of a challenging combat, then I think they might be shooting themselves in the foot. Not every game needs to be Elden Ring. They had an easy mode for players and companion systems to help mitigate that. See, stuff like that helps. I don't think every game needs to be like as punishing as like no armor runs on Elden Ring, but there does need to be a level of difficulty. And if this game can strike a really nice balance, I think it'll do really well. So I'm excited for this game. I think it's definitely something we're going to be looking at on stream. I don't know how, I mean, obviously it's only an alpha test, so we can only get so involved in it, but I definitely am excited to try it out. And I think if, yeah, honestly, Aishin, I think if they did this type of melee in First Descendant, you would get a lot of people super excited. But yeah, guys, so if you hadn't seen it, this is the game we keep talking about. So, yeah, that's the game.